I haven't grasped like how to navigate, like eating this will make me whatever the case may be. Like a little bit, of course, if I lay off the carbs and the sugar, I know that that's a possibility of like losing weight.
Okay. I heard you mention the notorious carb thing.
Well, yeah, I saw your post and I was just like, huh.
So you kind of had that perspective as far as carbs. That's like the culprit, or just like
Well, no, I don't think. I mean, just because like I'm researched and I'm aware that like there are carbs in almost everything that we eat, right? But sometimes those carbs like hit different. Like, you know, I feel like the carbs in, I don't know, like quinoa hits different than the carbs in some potatoes. You know what I mean? So you know, correct me if I'm wrong.
So let's stop and acknowledge the point that Zav was making about the carbs hitting different, because he's technically correct, but in a different context. So the carbs do matter when it comes to health, right? That's where they play a role. The nutrition profile that you will find inside of a slice of pizza is much different than a nutrient overall profile that you will find inside, for example, some beans or spinach or a different carb source like potatoes or something like that, right? That's when that matters. That's when that plays a role. But when we're talking about fat loss, decreasing the body fat percentage that we have on our body, the carbs themselves doesn't matter. You can have carbs from a slice of pizza. You can have carbs from a potato. You can have carbs from spinach. You can have carbs from beans or lentils or anything, right? But it's not going to make a difference as long as you're under the amount of calories that your body needs to decrease the overall body fat percentage. Carbs are just one macronutrient. That's what I go on to explain, so I'll get back to the video. But I just want to make that clear. There's a big difference. And I have more videos where I go into these little individual variables, but just keep in mind, we're talking about fat loss, weight loss, decreasing the total body fat that we have from our frame, not necessarily health, because those two are different. They can be parallel, they can both coexist, but they're not necessarily controlled by the same things, right? Different variables. Let's get back to it.
I understand those main components and realize the calories is what's most important. So when we talk about carbs, fats, and protein, those are our three macronutrients. There's more macronutrients, but carbs, fats, and proteins are three main sources of macronutrients. Carbs is just one of those. And I'll break it down like this. 1 gram of carb contains 4 calories. 1 gram of protein contains 4 calories. 1 gram of fats contains 9 calories. So out of those, if you have a high diet of one of those, which one do you think will make you gain the most weight?
Fat.
Right. But what diet is highly prioritized and highly marketed as a diet is going to make you lose weight?
Keto.
The keto diet.
Yeah.
So why does that make sense? The reason why it makes sense is because they cut out the carbs and they drive up the fats. They tell you to eat a lot of high fat food. So like if you want to say the vegan version of it, like a lot of nuts and seeds and avocado and stuff, and then neglect the carbs. But it's only because you're neglecting the carbs, which contains calories, the reason why it causes you to lose weight, because that's putting you in a calorie deficit. Now, if you take it the other way, if you have a high carb diet and you lower those fats, which are 9 calories per gram, you'll get the same result because you're just lowering one of those macronutrients. So it's not about which specific macro that you lower. It's about whatever you can stick with that's going to have you keep those calories on point. I got videos where I'll break it all down for you. I have a full academy, and I'll go like really in depth with these things. But I just want to give you like a little breakdown, right?